from that evening, a musical relationship slash friendship was born. Even with playing music on stage with other musicians, there has to be chemistry there, and at the same time, it's like you want to be able to have chemistry away from the stage as well. Because if you have chemistry away from the stage, your show and your stage presence and everything like that is
Yeah,
going to be
people
even
pick
greater.
up on it. Not just entertainment. What we do, we'll be talking to designers and entrepreneurs and people that's trying to get their T-shirt brand popping. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your hustle is, this is Hustlenometry 101, and we're gonna all get there together.
Shag, Motown. So like I told you, I got these
Yeah, yeah,
chairman of the
Brandon.
board shirt.
Yeah,
It's
Brandon. 4-5.
That's what it is.
Uh-huh. I'm
Hey,
taking a moment to share this to my page right fast. You know what I'm saying?
hey, let's share it with the
So
world.
we can get the bodies in here.
Tell
You
them
know
we
what I
here.
mean? Get the peoples in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday evening. It's a rainy Tuesday evening, but we're still grateful. We're still happy, still inspired, still doing the entrepreneurial thing in spite of. It is April 5th. Thank you all for joining us for another live installment of the No Shortcut Show. I go by the name of Jerry Midas Hardison. I'm in the field of music. I'm a musician, producer, arranger, MC. I like to just say I'm just an artist, and I'm a creative content. Joining me, as usual, my hustle correspondent.
Hey,
This guy is also in the field of music.
I
He
do a
is a
few
DJ
things.
extraordinaire. Yeah, he's a DJ extraordinaire. I often always say, and I used to say when we did our events together, he's your favorite DJ's favorite DJ.
That's right.
None other than DJ Famous,
Thank you, brother.
aka Mr. Travis Bizel. Welcome,
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen. We hope everybody's doing well today. Like I said, it's raining a little bit on our side in the Carolinas, but April showers bring May flowers, so we
that's right.
definitely need that rain. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well, man. Hey, I added a couple of titles. You know how you got MC, musician,
Yeah, yeah. What we
producer.
got? Come on, yeah, come on, tag them on.
I'm adding a new title to I DJ of course, and
Yeah,
I
for
host
sure.
events and parties and
Yes.
plan private events, but I'm also getting into the space of digital media strategist
Yeah.
is another title.
Yeah.
I'm a
All
digital
right.
media strategist now,
Yeah.
which
And you
means
and you most certainly are.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. So I'm
Yeah.
taking on. I've had one client, for the past year or so that I've been
Okay.
silently running social media ads and marketing campaigns for them, and
Hmm.
like a ghost producer.
Yeah,
But
yeah. A
now
ghost writer in another
I'm
field.
taking on a second client as of April 1st. Just now, I'm taking on a
Uh-huh.
second client where I'm going to be handling all their digital media and
Awesome.
all kinds of things. So I'm just
Yeah.
adding that little thing under the belt
Yeah.
these days.
So digital media strategist.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Famous is also the guy that's behind the scenes that does all of our all of the digital media strategizing.
Yes.
You know
Live
what I'm
stream
saying?
producer.
Yeah, live stream. Hey, yeah, as well as producer of this show. So we're gonna add a couple of more titles to that
Yeah.
for sure, man. And
Yes.
because everybody deserves to get their credit, for sure. While they have the opportunity to.
For sure. I
What's up,
appreciate that.
Brian? What's happening? What's happening?
Man,
Come on again, guys. And if you're in
BEO.
here right now, feel free to share this live feed to your page. The more, the merrier. As we
For
start
sure.
our new endeavor here. And speaking of, No Shortcuts is a platform
Hmm.
for entrepreneurs or those that are entrepreneurial minded, where minds can meet. We can break bread, share knowledge, wisdom, insight with one another, and whatever your field of expertise happens to be, we can all help each other to grow. It's like the saying goes, if you start your own farm, grow your own, plants or veggies, get your
Yes,
own
sir.
cow, and then and we all have our farm later on. I might see, oh, you have some chickens. I got a calf.
Yo.
I think we in the mood for some chicken tonight on our side. Would you like some beef?
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, you know what's
So that's
funny?
the
You
whole
know what's
idea.
funny? We used to do that back in the days, back in the days when I was still in Queens. We used to work at I used to work at Taco Bell, right? And
Yeah.
anybody
Speaking of
watching
beef.
this, speaking of beef, anybody watching this or watching the YouTube on the replay, Taco Bell on
Yeah.
Jamaica Avenue, I used to work at the Taco Bell. I was just out and I ended up
Okay.
being the manager of the Taco Bell at some point. But right
Nice.
on that same strip, there was a Taco Bell, there was a Wendy's, there was a McDonald's. Everything was right there. It's like a major shopping area.
Hmm.
And this was like 90, 94, 95, 93. But just like what you said, we eating
Yeah.
tacos all the time because we eat tacos for free. We work at Taco Bell. We
Uh-huh.
got with my man at McDonald's
Yeah.
used to give us the bag of
Swap
frozen
out.
chicken nuggets, and we put them in
Hmm.
in the Taco Bell fryer, and we
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
having chicken nuggets. So they bring us,
Yeah.
we bring them a whole bag of tacos. They bring us a whole bag of McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah. And all through building relationships, right?
exactly,
So
building
the key
relationships, and
is,
that's
yeah.
actually kind of segues into one of the things that I wanted to talk about that I was thinking about is just building
Hmm.
that community of people that do what you do or do things like you do without it being
Yeah.
a competition. So I didn't have to be in
Right.
competition with McDonald's. They was my people. I was a Taco Bell. They was McDonald's. At the end of the day, everybody eating. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? So we built
That's
that,
right.
like you said, build that relationship. We can help
Yeah.
each other out, pass some
For
notes,
sure.
pass some chicken nuggets, and I'll hook you up too.
the old school barter and trade,
Yeah,
and that's what we're here to do, ladies and gentlemen. And some
yeah,
weeks we will have guests,
hmm
and I think you wanted to recap on that a minute. But some
yeah,
weeks we'll have guests, and then other weeks it'll just be DJ Famous and I just breaking bread, and you guys in the comments, and we just having a chat, like a little chat over coffee, so to speak. But
for
yeah,
sure.
back to you, bro.
Yeah. We just want, just to kind of recap, the first few weeks we did this, we just recorded it strictly for the YouTube, and we've been releasing the episodes on YouTube, and then we started doing a few live runs, just live on Facebook, and
Hmm.
then reposting on YouTube as well. And we've had a few guests so far. We've had Miss Faith Hardison Gottbold, and she was demonstrating
Yes,
her line of ribbons and decorations and things that she does, and
wreaths and bows and
wreaths and
beautiful.
bows, and it was a crossover episode. It was like a home and home
Yeah,
because it was on our
yeah.
page and on her live stream that she normally
Oh
does every
yeah,
week
yeah,
anyway. So that was cool.
yeah. Shout out to A Touch of Faith, folks over there.
Shout out to A Touch of Faith. Make sure you check them out as well. And then last week we
Hmm.
talked to our guy DJ Blake Anderson,
Shaking Blake, right?
DJ Shakin' Blake. He definitely
It was an
dropped
awesome time.
some definite jewels about about that hustle of juggling the work life and the home life and the family life, and
Hmm.
really having to turn down some stuff because you got to make room for the balance. So you got to say no to
Yes,
some gigs, and
absolutely,
that's what we talked about with Blake. But we appreciate everybody joining in with us, and we hope you
for
enjoyed
sure.
those episodes. And we have some really good guests lined up in the next few weeks as well. And like
Yeah,
Midas said,
yeah,
sometimes it's just going to be us. We just want to come in here and say thank you and keep
yes.
on rolling with us as we grow this thing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Continue to make sure you like and subscribe to our page.
For
If you're
sure.
watching the replay, if you're watching right now, if you don't know where to find it, we will be sure to put that link in the comments once we wrap here
Yeah,
tonight,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just look
So
up
thank you
no
all again for joining
shortcuts.
us.
No
No
shortcuts on the
shortcuts.
YouTube, and we'll put the actual long link to YouTube in the comments, like you said. But just look up YouTube, no shortcuts with Midas and Fame. You will
Yes,
find us. Hit
yes.
that sub. Give us some sub
Hit that
love.
sub. Yeah, yeah. Hit that subscribe button. You heard?
Hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So when
Yeah,
we were talking
yeah.
to Blake, he was a good example. I'm a DJ full
Hmm.
time now. This is what I do. This is my business.
Absolutely.
When I came up doing DJs and DJs didn't really that were in the same field weren't really kicking it like that because we're always
Oh
thinking
yeah.
about, oh, I got to do every job. F that dude, man. I'm better. That kind of stuff. Even
Yeah.
now, you can see in some of these Facebook groups and stuff like that. People say that
Uh-huh.
it's a DJ community, but it ain't really because they're still throwing a lot of shade at each other. Still a lot of shade
Yeah.
going out there. And
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that you get in your field with musicians, but you probably have to keep a good amount of other musicians, other keyboardists that
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
your community because it's good to throw some ideas back and forth or hear what other
Yeah,
people are
man.
doing. You might get some inspiration
For sure.
or maybe something you can't do. Hey, I can't do this, but I know somebody who can. You know,
Absolutely.
that's why.
And go
Go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying that
I
I
was just
feel
gonna.
like that's real important to keep
Yeah.
what we call community over competition because there's
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
out there for all of us. I
Yeah.
don't
I
mind
totally
getting
agree.
DJs up here. We can. I got it. I so many. I could put a DJ up here every week, and I won't mind at
Yeah.
all. And they DJing in the
Right.
same town, in the same cities that I'm at. But
Yeah.
everybody has something to learn from each other. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. For sure. And I would say, I mean, even in the field of being a musician and things like that, for myself, man, I mean, it's important to know people who do the same thing that you do because there may be a time you need somebody to sub out or they may need somebody to sub in.
Yeah.
And I'll shout out to my buddy Terrence Barber, another great keyboard player in the area. Um, that I get inspired by. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But at the same time, we're cool. Like if I got something on my plate and I can't do it, I'll call him
Yeah.
and vice versa. And then coincidentally, we were in a situation last week where we just ended up running into each other and kicking it for a minute, watching some basketball and things like that. So I don't feel like because you could miss out on some awesome relationships
For sure.
if you have that mindset of competition over
Yeah.
community. And then too, if you have that mindset of competition over community, that means you're isolating yourself due
Hmm.
to the competition. So what do you do when you need help? So
Yeah.
you're kind of setting yourself up to be in between a rock and a hard place, trying to have the mindset of competition. Now, healthy competition is
Oh
great.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
keeps you sharp. Make sure you're on your A game as often as possible. Healthy competition is great, but if you're so competitive minded that you isolate yourself from the possibility of building community, I think you're setting yourself up
Yeah.
for a tough situation.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. And like you said, there's nothing wrong with healthy competition. Like in the
Not at
event
all.
space where I'm at mostly, I'll talk to a couple or a bride that's might be interested in booking with me, and they'll tell me
Hmm.
straight up, "Oh yeah, we're talking to so and so also, or we also talked to DJ this company or that company." And
Hmm.
it'll be, a lot of times it'll be a company that I've heard of or a DJ that I've heard of.
Right.
Even though I want the gig, I want them to hire me. We got to make sure we don't, we can sell ourselves without, being negative towards, oh yeah, I know that DJ, he ain't that good.
Oh yeah.
We can't do
Yeah.
that. We can't do that. And
Yeah.
I think
Don't tear down to build yourself up. Right.
exactly. And there's, I'm in
Hmm.
competition with some of the, like I'm competing in my mind, I'm competing with some of these bigger companies, that got 10, 12, 15 DJs and it's just me. But those are the ones that I'm
Right.
competing with. So when a couple
Yeah.
tells me, oh yeah, we're talking to so and so, this company, my eyes
Hmm.
light up like, oh yeah, now I want
Yeah.
to beat
Yeah.
them,
For sure.
but I don't say,
And
oh yeah, that
that's the
company's
healthy.
trash.
That's the healthy part.
That's the healthy part. That's the healthy
Yeah.
part.
That's
And
the
then when I
healthy part.
see them at different events or open house, whatever, I see some of their DJs. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? And I still learn things from them. Like I learn a lot
Absolutely.
right now. Some DJs don't know that they teaching me stuff, but they are because I'm following
Yeah.
them on social media and I'll like their
Yeah.
stuff. But hey, man, I like what you dudes I never even met, but I
Yeah.
follow them. Hey man, that was a good post. Or that party looked like it was fire.
Right.
Just little compliments
Right.
here and there, just to let people
Yeah.
know I see you. Keep doing that thing.
Yeah, as the old adage has it, no man can survive on an island alone.
For sure, for sure.
You got to have a community,
You
and that's
got
with
to.
everything. Even life, life instances. It
Yeah.
takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
That child has parents and stuff, but back in the day, that's what they used to say. It
Right.
takes a village to raise a child. Nowadays, people is super sensitive about the village. You
I
know what I
know.
mean?
I
Other
know.
people checking their kids, but
Yeah.
yeah, but it
Got
still
to.
takes a village.
Yeah,
Still
you
takes a
definitely
village,
got to. Hey man, it happened to me
regardless.
just the other day. I was in here. I've been sick this weekend a little
Mm.
bit, and on I guess it was Sunday. My kids was outside playing in the yard, and they had one of those big, those big balls, big
Yeah,
kind of like beach balls that kind of float
yeah,
up, and
yeah.
they're real lightweight.
Uh huh.
And they were
Uh huh.
playing with it, and I guess the ball went in the street, and they went and got it. And
Uh huh.
I was just sitting on the couch, on
Yeah.
all the Theraflu I can find, and
Yeah, yeah. Trying to
there
get
was a
over them
knock at the door.
allergies.
There was a knock at the door, and then I heard my side door open, and the lady said hello, and I was like, what in the
Hmm.
world? And I went to the door, and she said, I just want to let you know that your kids had left the ball in the street and went on a guy. You just want to be careful. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. But that's just what you're talking about. People
Yeah,
scared to do
yeah,
that these days, Like, don't be
yeah, for
knocking on my
sure.
door, lady.
Cause yeah, yeah, yeah. But back in the day, man, it was no second thought. It's
Yeah,
like if the kids out in the neighborhood, you could trust the neighbors,
right.
to
Yeah,
do the right thing when it came to the kids, and you certainly do the same thing for theirs.
definitely. And I felt like she
That's
was
what it's
probably a
all
little
about.
timid about it because she didn't know what my reaction was going to be. But I was like,
Yeah,
thank
right.
you, I appreciate that. And then they're young, so I
Absolutely.
just hey, just do that in the backyard, so you don't got to be with that
Right,
ball. Play with
right,
that in the
right,
backyard. So,
right,
but it was
right.
all
Yeah,
good, man.
and
That's just the
and she
community.
she did the right thing, and you did the
She
right
did the
thing.
right thing.
Yeah.
Yo, if you're
And
with
real
us
quick,
right now,
that's what I was
say
gonna
what's
say
up.
too.
Yeah, say
Yeah,
what's up
yeah.
in the
Don't just be
chat.
lurking. Yeah,
We
yeah. Come
can't. We can
through,
see
share
that you're
this.
on, but we can't see who you are. So say what's up in the
Yeah.
chat. Talk to us. Talk back to
Ch-
us.
chime in. We're live. We can respond right back
Yeah,
to you. We put your comments up and everything. Shout
definitely.
out to Brian Young who's tuning in. And while we doing shout outs,
Yeah,
shout out to Mellow Groove. We
yep.
played the One Word Poetry Festival last Friday. Shout out to Angelo Jeter, fellow Winthrop alum, who put that event together. It's an annual event done right here in Rock Hill, and to my understanding, it's like almost a week long thing. And so what we did Friday was we played a little music. It was an
Hmm.
open mic. Poets could come through, sign up, do their poetry at the Getty's Art Center, downtown
Nice.
Rock Hill, outside. It was a
Yeah,
nice event. And then we played some more after the poets went. Shout out to my chairman of the board family.
that's what's
We did Pause in the Park last
in Pineville, right?
Saturday in
Yeah.
Pineville. Yeah, I took my son to that, and so many type of dogs there. It was a benefit to raise money for rescue dogs. Shout out to Taz Cole, who had a hand in putting that together. She's also the executive producer of That's My Story. So my
Okay.
That's My Story family.
Yeah,
Yeah. So man, we just grinded it up, man.
for
Grinded it
sure.
up. Shout
You
out
had
to
a
the Earth
busy
Wind.
weekend.
Yeah, to the Earth, Wind, and Fire family, the Honeycomb family as well, and
Yeah.
A Touch of Faith, Our Power, all you guys that support us from afar and from close. We appreciate you all.
This is my
Oh,
niece. My niece Tasha's in the house,
what's up,
stopping to
Tasia?
show some love. I appreciate that.
Yes,
She,
yes.
yeah, she loves all kinds of music. So
Okay.
my man Tasia, my man that I'm hosting with, he's a musician extraordinaire. You'll definitely like what he does. Rapper,
Yeah,
producer. He
yeah,
plays a few instruments.
yeah, man. I've
All
been
those things.
blessed, man. Thank God for the talents.
Yeah,
God is the one who
for
gives us
sure.
the gifts. It's up to us to sharpen them and work on them.
Definitely.
So yeah,
Definitely.
I'm highly blessed, man. I'm just glad to be here. I'm just
Yeah.
enjoying this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, chopping it up with everyone.
Yeah, man. I did a couple things this weekend.
Okay, talk to
Well, just the
us.
wedding. I had a wedding on Saturday. It was here. It was close by the house at this venue that I'm at a lot in Lancaster. And
Okay.
this wedding, we've been planning it. I think we booked this one almost about a year ago. And I know, I can tell, because usually when I book them, I'll start following them on social media too, so I can, learn about them and
Yeah.
learn about the couple
Yeah.
and
See
stuff
what's
like that.
happening. Yeah.
Kind of keep my mind fresh on it since we booked so far in advance, so I know who we
Absolutely.
are. And I can
Hmm.
already tell this is going to be a party. I can tell
Yeah.
by, things that they post and kind of what they like, what we talked about.
Right,
The
right. Keeping
bride's
an eye on
family,
things.
yeah, keep an eye on things. Bride's family is Polish,
Okay.
and I guess the groom's family is, I think they're from South Carolina. They're somewhere local. But
Okay.
dude, it was such a party. Had a whole bunch of the Polish side of the family was there, and it was just a
Nice.
good blend of everybody having such a good time, man.
Hmm.
And they gave me, she gave me a few of the jams that was going to work as far as the Polish
Right.
songs. You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
I,
Gotta do that.
played them
Something
at
for
the
their
right
culture,
time.
man.
Where every time I put one of them on, it just killed. Like it
Yeah.
went. And towards the end of
That's
the
good
night,
stuff.
towards the end of the night, it was the bride's uncle or somebody, older guy, came up
Okay.
to me. He was like, "Man, you're really good at your job, and I love this. I tell you this much: if you were in Poland right now, you'd be making all the money." I was like, "Oh yeah." He said the
Wow.
dance floor would be packed all night long. I was like, "Oh, I need to go to Poland.
Wow.
I need
Yeah,
to go to
yeah,
Poland."
yeah, yeah. Hey,
But it
you
was,
never know where you end up,
you
You
never
never
know.
know.
Yeah,
I never thought that I would ever go, over to the UK to play music for 2 weeks,
yeah,
I mean, you never know the right situation that'll, present itself.
yeah,
And I mean, the possibilities are limitless when it
for sure.
comes to being an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
You never
for
know where
sure.
your clientele may end up. And now
Yeah,
with this, this internet age and digital age in which we live, that's
exactly.
like a foot in the door, so to speak. So you just never know who end up wanting your services and
Yeah.
will be willing to accommodate whatever it takes for you to
I'm willing to
provide
travel.
them.
Listen, if you're having a destination party or a destination wedding, you can
Yeah,
still
yeah,
call me, right? I'll
yeah,
pack
yeah.
up the equipment and I'll ship it somewhere and we'll get down. That's all. That's quite all right.
Absolutely.
I'll figure
Yeah,
out a
yeah.
way. I'll go where the party go.
That's great. That's great customer
Yeah,
service.
but it was real cool, man. And like I said, I got sick, kind of right,
Hmm.
perfect at the right time. Like I woke up Saturday with a little bit of a sore throat, and I know that's the beginning
Okay.
for me with my allergies and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yeah. That's
starts. I said, "Uh oh,
Yep.
sore throat." But it got me through Saturday. I was fine, just with the little tinkle in my throat. And then I woke
Hmm.
up Sunday morning, and it was just like, so
Yeah,
it's been a
man.
few
It
days.
happens
Luckily,
though.
yeah, luckily it
Weather
happened
changing.
after Saturday night was over. And
Hmm.
then I had a few days to rest, and it was only in me for 2 days, so I think
Okay. Okay.
it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, he's toughing it out to be
Yeah,
here live with us this evening. We got a tip I had at that because
hey,
especially starting this new platform, we felt like consistency would be key. So we didn't want to
definitely,
miss a Tuesday or just sometimes Monday, mostly Tuesday, but
mostly
just
Tuesdays.
didn't want to miss the weekly opportunity to
Yeah,
come on and say hello to you guys
yeah,
and
we
break
got
a
some
little
good
bread.
momentum going, and I didn't want to break up with that. And then last week we had some great people join us, just like this week. And Mr. Ken Knox
Hmm.
was in with us last week. I saw he saw the replay, so I
Yeah, he
appreciate that
saw the
as well.
replay. Yeah, for sure, man. I think it's important, like we were doing. When we have the opportunity to give people the flowers while they can smell them, so to speak.
Yeah,
We should. I messaged him as soon as we got finished, and even told him what part to go to. But I
yeah.
think he ended up watching the whole thing anyway.
Yeah,
So
he
so
did because he
shout
commented
out
on a
to
few
him.
different segments. So yeah,
Yeah,
he stuck with it, and we definitely
yeah. Shout out
appreciate
to
that.
him. Yeah, man. Yeah. Did you want to talk about the leadership aspect a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah, definitely. I think that kind of goes in. I'll let you intro that, but that definitely goes into what we were talking about with building that community too. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So before we came on, because ladies and gentlemen, this is unscripted, for the most part, what we do here. And being that we didn't have a special guest for this evening, we were just throwing around some ideas before we came on. We were in our virtual green room, you know.
Mhm.
But so I tossed around the idea to DJ Famous. I was just like, when you're considering being an entrepreneur, you normally you start out just working for yourself, but there may be times where as you continue to market and grow your business, that you may have some employees that you may need to hire. So which sparked the idea for me, like, to ask the question, what are some good qualities as it pertains to being a leader, being in a leadership position. And I'll let you chime in first. And ladies and gentlemen at home, feel free to chime in, as we have the conversation. But like I said, so what do you think are some new, excuse me, not new, what do you think are some great qualities or characteristics of being a leader?
Well, I definitely think to be a good leader, you definitely want to be a coach, right? Because you got to be able to teach what it is
Mm-hmm.
that you know. Like in my
Right.
example, I know how to DJ. I know how to
Mm-hmm.
blend sounds together, and I know how to read a party and think of the perfect song. If I were going to start to expand my business where there were going to be other DJs under me, under my
Yeah.
brand, not just me
Mm-hmm.
giving work away, but actually working under my brand,
Mm-hmm.
I need them to be as close to me as possible. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to be able to teach that. Right? So you have to be
Yeah,
able to
yeah,
be a good coach and a good teacher in order to lead people, because there are going to be times where you're going to have to answer some questions, that you're going to have
for
to
sure.
make some corrections, and
Yeah.
that's where the coaching and the teaching aspect comes in.
Yeah.
That's first
Yeah.
and foremost for me,
Uh-huh.
and that's
Uh-huh.
something that
Yeah.
I've done even prior to this career when I was, in the more traditional employment world, managing people, running other people's businesses. Teaching came first, coaching came first,
Mm-hmm.
and then recognizing where the opportunities are, you know and
Okay.
that can go
Mm-hmm.
into any field, whatever your level of entrepreneurship is. Recognize where the opportunities are and where you can fit into that. Like, hey, I moved to this new town and I went to a club and it was tired. That's an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. That's
Yeah.
something where I know I can add value to that. So recognizing there's an
Absolutely.
opportunity and figuring out where you can add value to it is definitely
Mm-hmm.
important. And then you'll start figuring out the how. You know?
Yeah. 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 And just to throw a couple of other angles in, I would say a good leader also, puts everyone before themselves,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. So when things are great, you get the credit. when
Yeah.
when things are not so great, you
Yeah.
got to take that blame as well.
Exactly.
And I would say patience is a good quality to have, and be able to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
like thoroughly, what a particular assignment may be, or whatever a specific expectation, be able to communicate thoroughly,
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah. So that's just a few more. We got any people out there in the comments
Yeah,
you
we got
guys
a
want to add
comment. I'll
something on?
read it. I'll read it because it's. I don't
Okay,
think it'll
sure.
go on the screen. Let's see if it will.
Okay.
Yeah. In order to be a good leader, you must have an open mind. See, a
Ah.
lot of people call themselves a leader. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about pointing and handing out rules. Yeah, and work to be
Okay.
done. Yeah, that's what they think it is. But it's
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
you must
yeah.
be
Nah, yeah.
open-minded, willing to listen to others. Yes, yes, Tasia, that's
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
that would be a dictatorship, right? If we
Yeah,
just
exactly.
delegating. But yeah, so also a good leader is willing to roll up the sleeves and get in
Hmm.
the
Get
trenches.
in there with them.
And
Yeah.
yeah, because you and shout out to Dame Dash, man. It's another
Hmm.
guy that says a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of interesting stuff. But basically, a boss is a person that's just you're tying up loose ends all day, right?
Hmm.
And it doesn't matter whatever the loose end is. You're trying to step in and connect the dot to it.
For sure.
Ashley,
Now
what's
check this
happening?
out. Now, speaking of
Uh,
being a leader, right on time,
yeah, hey, Sherrod is in the
Ashley, Sherrod is
house.
in the house. Ashley
What
used to
up,
work
bro?
for me when I was managing jewelry stores, and she is actually the one that introduced me and my co-host here. She's responsible
Yeah,
for this pairing. So thank
yeah,
you,
that is
Ashley.
right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because back in the yeah, man, that was like yeah, because they came to the you guys came to the Mellow Groove show
Yeah.
at McHale's.
Yeah.
Man, what was that's like
I don't know.
2006, 7,
Yeah. I'm not good with
8,
years,
8,
but it
8
had to
at
be
8 at the
at
latest,
the very
but
latest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the
Ashley
person
will
that
probably know what year it was. But yeah, she was
yeah,
the one that
actually if you remember
introduced
that
us.
year, let us know. Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
from the same hometown. all of that good stuff.
hmm
So Sharon in the house,
Yeah, but I
man.
used to
We
manage,
appreciate it.
I used to manage a business, and she was one of my employees, and that was one of the things you have to also, as a leader, be willing, if you're going to be leading other people, don't be
Yeah.
afraid to hire people that are smarter than you and
Yeah,
hire
man.
people that are better than you. Some
For
leaders are
sure.
insecure about their
Yeah.
jobs. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want people that's going to stay under me and they're going to listen to me and they won't get too big because they might take my job one day. I used to
Yeah.
run stores where I had stores full of managers, stores full of
Yeah.
people that could up and take over. In my store in Columbia, people didn't even think I was the manager because
Right.
I had two other people older than me, but they were my
Hmm.
employees. But they, there were certain things they were better suited for to be up front
Yeah.
for this position or up
Right.
front in this situation. And I
Yeah.
let them
Yeah.
run with it because it was good for the business.
Absolutely. And that's another thing. So being able to identify strengths and weaknesses,
Hmm
sometimes you got to know who can be a people person and who's not.
Yeah,
Everybody is not cut out to deal with the I guess with your clientele.
yeah, exactly.
Everybody's
Exactly.
not cut out to handle that. So and that's just one example. But again, the point of what I'm saying is just be able to identify people's strengths and weaknesses. Then you can put them in position to be successful as far as whatever task needs to be
For sure.
carried
Yeah,
out. And then you also end up putting yourself in position to be successful as the leader.
exactly.
So yeah, it's
Everybody,
great. That's great.
everybody wins, man. Everybody wins,
That's what it's all about.
and that's
That's
what
what
it's
it's all about.
that's what it's
And
all
that's what
about.
we do here at No Shortcut. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're watching with us live, please share this.
Hmm
We're gonna go back and put the link in the comments. Please go to that link. Make sure you subscribe. This is a brand new platform. It was the brainchild of DJ Famous, and I'm here for the ride. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's a great idea. I've done some
Yeah,
podcasting prior to, and video casting, whatever you guys want to call it,
yeah,
But yeah, so I'm here for the ride, and I think we can do some big things here. But
definitely.
it requires everyone working together, and this is where minds can meet to share information. And again,
Definitely,
as I always often say, we dare not come across like we have all the answers, but we're here to start the conversation,
for sure.
and you guys can inspire us or teach us some things that we may not have thought about or we may not know. So it's all so we can all win at the end of the day.
Definitely, definitely. We definitely
You heard?
appreciate you all for joining with us for this one. Like I said, we just came off for a little bit to keep the continuity in, but we'll be back
Yeah.
next week, probably with a special guest that we won't tease. We
Yeah.
won't tease about it yet, but
Yeah,
we'll bring in a
we're
special
gonna
guest that'll drop
keep
some
it same
knowledge.
time.
Same
Same
time
time next week,
next
7
Tuesday,
p.m.,
7
man.
p.m. Man.
Yeah, and real quick, the chairman of the board will be in Fuquay Arena
Hey,
this Thursday at the corner of what is it, Main Street and Academy Street. They
hmm
having a if the weather cooperates with us, it's a festival in Fuquay Arena from 6:30 to 9:30 at the corner of Academy and Main Street. If you're in that area or anywhere near Raleigh, whatever, the chairman of the board and the executives will be performing there
that's
Thursday.
what's up.
You
That's
heard?
what's up. I'm still just doing privates, so you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
unless you want to be a wedding crasher.
Pause.
Pause. Unless you want to be a wedding crasher like Ashley before did, you can't come see
Oh
me.
yeah,
And,
she's
yeah,
a
she
wedding
crashed. Yeah, she
crasher.
crashes weddings every now and then.
Oh man, but isn't it fun to do sometimes?
It
As
is,
long as you
man.
got a person to leave a crack in the door, like.
Yeah. Make sure you find the YouTube channel. We're gonna put the link up. Make sure you subscribe to the
Yeah,
YouTube so you can catch up on all of our previous episodes and the important things that we talked about. And we just like to have fun.
yeah. Leave that side door open.
Yeah, Bruno Mars in there.
Yeah, yeah. That part. Well, I think it's gonna be a wrap, huh? You got
Yeah,
any closing words or shout outs you want to get to before we get out of here for
I
the
think
evening?
that's it, man. I think that's it. Just shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that
Yeah,
came
shout
with
out.
us, watching
Yeah,
with
shout
us.
out to everybody that's watching the replay. Shout out
Yeah,
to everybody who's already subscribed. Shout out to everybody who's going to subscribe. You know, we're here for you guys. You know,
Appreciate it.
that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. You heard?
And we'll see you next week with a special guest.
Yeah, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining us tonight. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We're gonna wish you good health, wealth, success, and all of that good stuff. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. No shortcuts. We out of here. Thank you all.